somebody's gotta investigate Manchester United because there's something wrong with Man United at the moment. I don't know if something they put in the water or the environment. Something toxic is going on because Antony went from one of the biggest flops in Premier League history, 100 million, and he couldn't perform at Man United. Goes to a Real Betis, and all of a sudden, he is getting transfer rumors with Bayern Munich of all clubs. Absolutely insane. This is the craziest glow up we have ever seen in football because he once went from being, linked to the worst clubs in the world. Nobody wanted this man. Everybody said he was the biggest flop ever. Not even Ajax would take him back. Then, now he goes to Real Betis on loan. Has a phenomenal start to his Real Betis loan. And Bayern Munich is now in for him. Look how good he's done. Him and Isco are absolutely cooking. They are on a 5-match winning run, all right? And they have 9 goals in contribution between the two of them. Antony and Isco are looking absolutely reborn. Isco's been at Betis. He's been a great little creative machine, and these two lads have been absolutely terrific. I've even, troubled the likes of Real Madrid. That just shows you the quality, man. Real Madrid is literally the best of the best, and these two guys went in there and actually went toe-to-toe with Real Madrid. That is an absolutely insane thing to do. Now, Antony at Man United this season in the Premier League, 8 games, 0 goals, 0 assists, with Man United having absolutely no healthy wingers. At the moment, you've got, Xerxes and Bruno playing with Højlund. That's the front three because, Antony got loaned out, Rashford got loaned out, Amad Diallo injured, and he couldn't perform. Goes to Real Betis, 7 games, 1 game less, 2 goals, 2 assists. That just shows, man, Antony really wasn't the problem, And in hindsight, him going to Betis is the best thing to happen to his career because it's revived. Now, clubs are looking at him seeing that Man United is a problem. Many people go there and absolutely get cooked in their career. Man United is becoming the funeral of careers. We've seen Antony go from, a very highly anticipated young winger from Brazil, go to Man United, biggest flop in Premier League history. Marcus Rashford went from a star in United, being the future of England, to not even being able to get into the squad, and now he goes to Villa on loan and he's looking terrific and he's in the Champions League quarterfinals. Same thing with Sancho. Sancho was, kicked out of the club by Eric Ten Hag, and then he goes on loan to Dortmund and ends up being a starter in the Champions League final, being a fundamental reason why Dortmund ended up going all the way to the finals, overachieving. Cristiano Ronaldo coming off a great, a couple of years in Italy, passing up on an opportunity to win the treble with Man City, goes home to Man United. Sir Alex Ferguson made that call, and then he gets absolutely disrespected and shipped off to Saudi Arabia. Okay, Paul Pogba from one of the best midfielders in the world, going to the Champions League final with Juventus, winning the Serie A countless amount of times, goes to Man United, career falls off. Where is he now? My man doesn't even have a club at the moment. Man United, all the pundits in England absolutely, ripping Pogba week after week, as if Paul Pogba, talent-wise, isn't at an all-time, greatness. Paul Pogba, talent-wise, is there with, Zidane. Not career-wise, I'm saying talent-wise, with the likes of Zidane, That's how good this lad was. And in England, at Man United, this man got ripped apart. Man United just shows every single season, every single transfer, that this is a graveyard, man. Onana literally took Inter to a Champions League final, was the best keeper in the tournament, and he ends up becoming a mockery at United. Maguire, breaking the record for transfer for a center back. Then he becomes a mockery. It's absolutely disgraceful, and I'm happy to see Antony, becoming reborn at Betis. And Man United at the moment are a mid-table club and lower, if anything, man. Right now, they're fighting with Everton in a relegation battle. These two are, trying to climb, getting any points possible. They beat Leicester, and it's like, yes, finally, 3 points ahead of the relegation. We don't have to worry about championship football. That's where United is at. While Antony's getting results against Real Madrid. That just shows how Man United is a funeral for careers, man. It's an absolute graveyard, lad. But anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Do you think Antony becoming reborn was Man United's fault, or is it just because La Liga isn't as good as the league as the Premier League? But anyways, thank you guys for watching.